Okay, in this video we're going to talk about two-point perspective. In the last video I explained one-point perspective, where we had a horizon line and all the lines converged to one point on it. Now this is a good enough approximation of the way objects in the 3D real world behave. But by adding a second point and doing two-point perspective, we get a slightly more realistic result. Now, as ever, you can follow along with this tutorial using a pencil. My camera struggles to pick up pencil lines, so I'll be using a biro instead. So in two-point perspective, the same things are true as in one-point perspective. The first thing we have to decide is where our horizon or our eye level goes. If we want our sketch to look as though we've drawn it from a helicopter, then by all means put your horizon line, your eye level up high. Human eye level would probably be around the middle of the page, and a worm's eye view or a mouse eye view of your object would be low down here. So let's start by putting in our horizon line nice and straight. Now we're going to need two vanishing points this time. One away over here and one away over here. In one-point perspective, we started off by drawing the face of the cube first of all. In two-point perspective, it's slightly different. We start off by drawing an edge of the cube, which is simply a line from its bottom to its top. Why are we still messing around with cubes? Because later on, you'll be watching videos that show you how even the most complex shape and a solid understanding of real-world proportion comes from knowing how to draw cubes and how to fit objects into cubes or boxes. So once we've drawn our edge, using our light line, our construction line, we project the edges of that back to the vanishing points here. Let me turn my page because it's easier for me. And here. Now, it doesn't really matter at this stage if our lines don't exactly meet the vanishing point, but close enough should do. So once we've drawn the front edge and projected them back, we then have to decide how long the cube is in one direction and pop a line in, and how long the cube is in the other direction and pop a line in. There is no distortion when we're drawing vertical lines in this. The vertical lines are always vertical. So those are all parallel. Let's put in some light lines like that. Now, from our new intersection points, we have to project to these vanishing points again. So we have to go from here, the vanishing point. We need to go from here, the vanishing point. From this bit to the vanishing point, I kind of practice it a couple of times before I put pen to paper. I'm quite happy with that. And then from this point to the vanishing point. And you can see that inside that whole construction of intersections and light lines, we start to find a box, which we'll then go and darken. And that's a box drawn with two-point perspective. Now, we projected back from these back corners, lines and edges that we couldn't actually see here. We'll make use of them in a moment. Those are the back edges of the box. Now notice again, the same is true as we found out in one-point perspective. If you draw below the horizon line, then you can see the top of something. And if you draw above the horizon line, you can see the bottom of something. So let's do that now. Let's put in a line here. The front edge, we start off by drawing the front edge again. And then we project these back to the vanishing point. Don't be afraid to turn your paper. Find that sketching angle that you like. Now we have to decide where the outermost edges of our drawing are. So let's make this a fairly big cube. Let's put in an edge there and an edge in there. We've generated 1, 2, 3, 4 new intersections. Let's darken that up. That's a little hard to see in there. 1, 2, 3, 4 new intersections. From those intersections, we have to project the vanishing points again. So 4 new lines. 1, 2. Let's take that over. Let's take that down there. And we can see that from that collection of light lines, we can pick out and make heavy the lines that define the edges of the box that we can see, at least. Now again, we projected these lines from the back corners of the box, which we're not going to use just yet, but it's a useful habit to get into. So let's try and draw another one down here. I've got an edge in here. Take that edge back to the vanishing point. Now I don't think I'm going to go all the way to my vanishing point here, because it's going to make a mess of this line, so I'm going to go back. I'll look at that. It pretty much lines up exactly with an existing line. So that's how I know I'm in target. Let me define the back edges. And it's there. Now this is an interesting point. We've started to draw this cube and it's very close to this vanishing point right here. So I know then that because the cube has moved from the centre of the page all the way over here, I'm going to be able to see less and less of this face right here. So I'm actually going to make this a little bit shorter than that one. So there's a difference between them. Anyway, we've made 1, 2, 3, 4 new intersections. We need to send them to the vanishing point, including the back edges that we can't see. I'm going to show you what to do with them now. So we darken up the edges that we can see. We imagine being able to reach into this world that we've created, and any sort of edges that we think we could touch with our fingers, we would darken them up. But the ones at the back, we constructed them. Remember, we constructed lines back, we projected lines to the vanishing points. So let's make them dashed, broken lines, to denote the fact that those are hidden detail. And that's how you go about constructing a whole cube in 2-point perspective. I'll do one more. We'll do it over here. There's our edge. It's projected back. It becomes a lot easier once we've got a lot of lines, because we actually find that we can copy some existing lines here. Let's decide on the back face again. Again, I've made an artistic judgment here. Because this box is sliding its way towards this vanishing point, I would see less of this face than this face. So I've made this face shorter. And let's project those back, our 4 new intersection points. And find that back face as well. Let's darken up the edges that we can definitely see, the ones that if we could reach in and touch, we could do so. So we'll darken those up. And the edges that we can't see, I'll just change my colour here. Hopefully it's visible. We'll darken that up with a broken line. So 2-point perspective. Really easy to put a horizon line in and to cover your page with examples of cubes above and below. And also, what I'd like to try is put a cube bang on the horizon line and see what projection you get from that. Horizon line goes in first, 2 vanishing points, and we start with an edge, and we project back from the edge, and we fill in the rest of the cube from that.